Here's another aspect of this NATO conference. Trudeau took the opportunity to talk about Chrystia Freeland's future. Trudeau says his full confidence in Freeland following reports of tension between Prime Minister's office, the PMO, and Minister. Now, I'm going to get to a brief clip here. Now, this is absolutely fascinating because Trudeau is asked, if Freeland's job as finance minister is secure, is he going to bring in Mark Carney, former governor of the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England, in to replace Freeland as the next finance minister? Oh, Trudeau wouldn't address that one directly. He is lying through his teeth, but he's very careful. He parses his words, and Trudeau is not very good at being subtle. He's not very good at being intelligent in his spoken responses if he has no script in front of him. But he actually gets through this question without really answering it. And by saying, hey, Chrystia Freeland will always have a role to play. It might be as a janitor, but yeah, it'll be an important role. It's very important to keep those floors clean, isn't it? Well, let's get to that clip here.
Your staff discussed the possibility of replacing Chrystia Freeland as finance minister with Mark Carney. And did you raise this issue with Mr. Carney personally? En français aussi.
I have been talking with Mark Carney for years now about getting him to join federal politics. I think he would be an outstanding addition at a time when Canadians need good people to step up in politics. In regards to Chrystia, she has been a close friend and ally and partner in doing really big things for Canada and will continue to be. Delivering the largest housing and most ambitious housing program in Canada's history, delivering on childcare, transforming our economy to be ready for the 21st century. These are all things that Chrystia has led on and will continue to. I have full confidence in her abilities and on the work we're going to be doing together.
Okay, once again, he did not answer the question. Will she remain as finance minister? Didn't say so. He has full confidence in her abilities. What, to clean the floor? Oh, maybe she'll just be looking after housing. Maybe she'll be given a special portfolio for housing. Or maybe she'll become the next housing minister. Do you hear cabinet shuffle coming up? Yes, that's exactly what's happening, because Trudeau will always change the window dressing when his leadership is under threat. Will he bring Mark Carney in? Does Mark Carney even want to come in? I don't know. But Mark Carney could say, hey, this is my chance to get inside the tent and get my knife ready for Trudeau when the time comes. And finance minister job? Maybe I want that. It's entirely possible. I have seen this in the past so many times with the Liberal Party. And generally, the leader thinks he's putting one over on his caucus, on his cabinet, and on the public. But they're not, because they are delusional. And Trudeau is delusional. He thinks he's still in control. He thinks destiny is still on his side. He thinks history is still on his side. And he's going to win this internal leadership war. And he's going to fool Mark Carney. No, he's not going to fool Mark Carney. Mark Carney is going to, if Mark Carney accepts the invitation to be finance minister and Chrystia Freeland is out, Carney will work day and night to replace Justin Trudeau. But as I've said in the past, and I'll say it again, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. What's the real issue here in terms of Justin Trudeau's character? The way Justin Trudeau treats female ministers and female MPs. This is fascinating because you know Justin Trudeau loves to tell you that he's a feminist. And everybody else, all of his critics are misogynistic. He said everybody in the Freedom Convoy was misogynistic. Everybody, even the women. But he labeled them all as racist and misogynistic. And of course, who's the racist? Who's the guy who did blackface for decades? Who did blackface so many times he can't recall how many times? And who's the guy that treats women in his cabinet and in his caucus like dirt? Well, there he is at the NATO summit saying how much he loves Chrystia Freeland, how close he is to Chrystia Freeland. And I'm no fan of Chrystia Freeland. I've made that quite clear if you watch Daily Question Period. She is grating on the nerves. She comes across scornful, hectoring, lecturing, like a obnoxious, arrogant schoolmarm. But when you see her being put to this kind of performance by Trudeau, it is just, at times, you have a twinge of sympathy for her. And it recalls another time. Remember this? This is a famous picture, actually, of Trudeau embracing Jody Wilson-Raybould, who, of course, was the first Indigenous Justice Minister and Attorney General of Canada. But Jody Wilson-Raybould was expendable, just like Chrystia Freeland is. And, it sounds so Stalinist. Stalin got rid of all the old Bolsheviks. He got rid of all the people who built the Bolshevik Party, who helped him seize power, because they were expendable. Once you do your job for Justin Trudeau, you're expendable. You're out, especially if you're a woman. Because Trudeau has nothing but scorn and contempt for women. He's a complete hypocrite. This is the guy who claims he's a ardent feminist and he's out there to support women's rights and he really believes in the cause. Of course, it's all nonsense. He threw Jody Wilson-Raybould under the bus during the SNC, or the aftermath of the SNC-Lavalin scandal, where Trudeau was up to his neck in that scandal in terms of ensuring that SNC-Lavalin wasn't subject to any judicial review. Jody Wilson-Raybould objected to that. She thought that smelt deeply of corruption, and she spoke out about it. She was gone. You recall that. Here's something you probably don't remember as well. This is not only a woman MP, but a Black woman MP from Southern Ontario. This is Selena Cesar-Chavannes. She talked about how she had to deal with this huge harangue from Trudeau when she announced that she might not be running again in the next election. Trudeau treated her like dirt. I thought he was all for women, especially women of color. No, that's once again, it shows Trudeau's true colors himself. And that is hypocrisy. And that is narcissism. And he thinks he can get away with whatever he chooses to get away with. So this is a man who lies perpetually, who denies reality chronically, who cannot see the truth in front of his face, and who has the audacity to project his own, shall we say, discrimination, shall we say, his own prejudices on other people, especially his political opponents. They're the racists, they're the misogynists, and sometimes they're even Nazis. So that's what Justin Trudeau's up to here. And I find it absolutely fascinating. But thank you for watching this episode of Stand on Guard and being a part of the KRAYDEN'S Right channel. If you've watched this episode to this point, you've watched it all. And that's really important for a small station like this. We always say subscribe, hit the bell, be a part of the KRAYDEN resistance. Resolve to resist. That's what we're doing. And if you become a subscriber, if you're a supporter of this station or a member through Substack, through YouTube, and now you can be a local as well, that's so important to us because I couldn't do this without you. I made a decision to become an independent journalist about a year ago because I wanted to bring all of my experience in the military, in journalism, to you. I don't promise anything I can't deliver. I don't offer clickbait. I offer truth. The truth is out there, and it's my job to bring that truth to light and to you. Thanks for being a part of the KRAYDEN'S Right resistance, and we'll see you again soon.
So we are in a very precarious position in this country. We need a political change, but we also need to resolve to resist.